السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. طلبة وطالبات الإعدادي middle two students, hello and welcome and hello to English sessions, weekly English sessions. توجيه اللغة الإنجليزية، منصة البث المباشر، محافظة الإسكندرية. معكم اليوم نورة محمود. Okay, so are you ready? Yes, I bet you are. Let's jump right then to our unit today. New hello and Unit 5. Helping you, helping me. Helping you, helping me. So what do you think today's unit is about? Yes, it's about helping. Nice. Okay, today's aims. By the end of today's unit, you will read an article about kindness. You will also read blogs about volunteering for charities, and we studied the word charity before. The most enjoyable part, we agreed before, is the reading part. So we will be reading a story about a little princess. Okay, we will read a report about charity. And finally, a blog about a project. You will also write a blog post on how to help your community, different kinds of help that you can introduce or share in your community. We will be having a lot of listenings. First, you will listen to conversations about jobs in the house. You will listen to descriptions about photos. You'll listen to stories about people who helped. You will listen to stories about people making suggestions. Okay. We will not also forget speaking time. So we will have a discussion about jobs in the house. Which jobs do you like most? And which jobs do you think difficult? And which jobs do you think are easy? We will also discuss random acts of kindness. And concerning the language section, we will be studying relative pronouns, who, which, that, and where. We'll be learning a lot of values like random acts of kindness and how to participate in our community. So it seems like a busy unit, but let's take it step by step. Okay, let's start. Okay, this is your student book, page 44. Okay, I want you to look at this list. In this list, okay, we have like 6 jobs we do at the house, okay? And you have 6 photos for these jobs. What I want you now to do is to match the jobs in the box with the photos from 1 to 6. Great. What do you think the job is? What is this man doing? Yes, he seems to be arranging things, tidying things. So it's tidying up, right? What about this job? What is she doing? Cooking. So the second job here is cooking. Right. What about photo number 3? What is she doing? Yes, she's doing the washing up. The washing up. So this is job number 3. What about job number 4 here? Yes, looking after my brother. Excellent. Photo number 5. Yeah. He is taking out the rubbish. And photo number 6, he is putting away his clothes. Excellent. Nice job. You did great here. Okay, let's move. Now it's listening time. I want to ask you something. How do you help at home? How do you help at home? How do you help at home? Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I do the washing up. What about you? Someone says, I look after my little brother. Another one says, I tidy up everything. And I can hear you at the back. Yes. Someone says he takes out the rubbish every day. Excellent. So these are the different kinds of jobs that you do at your home. Okay. Now I want you to listen to 4 teenagers. Okay. Maybe 12 years old. They are doing the jobs at page 44 that we have just discussed. Okay. And while you're listening, I want you to match the numbers with the names. Okay. So we have Hala, Munir, Adam, and Nader. I want you to tell me what is each one of them doing exactly at his home? The job he does at his home. Okay, so let's listen together. I am Hala. I have to make my bed every day and tidy up my bedroom once a week. My mother isn't happy about how messy I am, but I always tidy up once a week on Saturday morning. It takes a long time. I have to put away all my clothes. Okay, so what are the jobs that Hala does at home? Yes, she tidy up her room, and this is photo number 1. Excellent. She also puts away all her clothes, and this is photo number 6. So Hala does the jobs in photos number 1 and 6. Excellent. Let's listen to the next one. Munir. My name is Munir. During the week, my sister and I take turns to wash up after meals. I wash up after dinner on Mondays and Wednesdays, and she washes up after dinner on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes I help my grandmother to do the cooking. I love making kushari. Yeah, let's get back again. I want you to match the jobs Munir does with the photos. So Munir's does the Munir does the wash up. Excellent. So this is photo number 3. What else does he do? He said he loves cooking. So this is photo number 2. So Munir does jobs at photos 2 and 3. Excellent. Let's listen to Adam. Adam. I help with different things at home, but my most difficult job is taking out our rubbish. I don't have to do this every day, only when the bins are full. I usually take out the bins in the evening, on Wednesdays and Sundays. Our apartment is on the 3rd floor, so I have to go down to the street in the left. The bins are heavy when they are full. So, what are the jobs that Adam does? Yes, the most difficult job in the world is taking out the rubbish. Yeah? So this is photo number 5. So we match Adam with 5. Okay, what about the last one? Let's listen to Nader. I sometimes have to look after my brother after school, but I like doing this. We play games and I give him a snack to eat. He doesn't have to do any homework yet, but he has to get his bag ready for school, and I'm sure he has the right books. So, what does Adam do? Yes, he looks after his little brother, and this is photo number 4. Excellent. You are astonishing. Okay. So, what do you think are the correct answers for these questions? Okay, the first one is done for you here. Hala is messy or tidy person and there are often things on her bed. Of course, do you remember? Hala is a messy person and her mother doesn't like how messy she is, right? What about number 2? So, Munir washes up after breakfast or dinner on Mondays and Wednesdays. Yes, he washes up after dinner. Excellent. Adam takes out the rubbish. Is it every day or when the bins are full? Yes, the last one, when the bins are full. Number 4, Adam takes the lift or the stairs to go down to the street. Remember when he takes out the rubbish and he lives on the 3rd floor? Does he take the lift or go downstairs? Yes, he takes the lift. Number 5. Okay. What about number 5? What about Lily? Can you answer this question, Lily? Are you with us? Okay. Yes. Okay.
Okay. Do his homework?
Hello, welcome back. I guess there was a technical problem. Okay, welcome back, my dear students. Let's continue our session. Okay, so what about more practice here after the phrasal verbs? Number 1, I help to look after my little brother. What about number 2? This building is very tall, but we can go to the top in the left. Well done. Number 3, Hala is very and leaves her toys all over the floor. So what do you think when she leaves all her toys over the floor? Yes, she's messy. Okay, that's great. Okay. What about the last one? My clothes were clean and dry, so I put them all, yeah, away. Excellent. So now it's language time. Okay. Have to and has to. We use have to and has to when it's necessary or important to do something. You have no choice. You can't say yes or no, right? So, he, she, it, and the singular takes has to plus the verb in the infinitive form. Look at these examples here. My father has to get up at 6 o'clock every day to go to work. So my father is a singular subject, right? So it takes has to. And has to is followed by the infinitive form. So it's get up. Number 2, she has to wear a school uniform, right? So she takes has to plus verb in the infinitive form, right? Which is wear, of course. The second group is I and you, we, they, and the plural. They take have to plus verb in the infinitive. For example, when you get on the bus, you have to buy a ticket. So this is not a choice. This is something you have to do. You have to buy a ticket or they will kick you out of the bus, right? So have to here is followed by the verb in the infinitive form. Great job. What about the negative form? What is the negative of have to and has to? So the negative of have to is don't have to. And the negative form of has to is doesn't have to. We use doesn't or don't have to talk about things that are not important, that we don't have to do, right? Can you think of something? Okay. It's a holiday. It's a holiday. We don't have to go to school. We don't have to go to school. It's not important to go to school, right? So here, if you notice, I and you, we, they, the plural, takes don't have to plus the verb in the infinitive. So don't have to is followed by the verb go. It's in the infinitive, right? What about the second group? He, she, it, and the singular nouns takes has to plus verb in the infinitive, right? Okay. Can you think of an example? At the weekends, she doesn't have to get up early. Okay? Because you don't have work, you don't have school, so it's not important to get up early. So we say doesn't have to plus the verb in the infinitive, which is get. Excellent. What about some practice? Are you ready for some practice? Okay. So complete the sentences with the correct form of the verb have to. So we put have to or has to, or maybe in the negative form, don't have to or doesn't have to. Let's read number 1. It's a holiday today. We go to school, so we don't have to go to school because it's a holiday. What about number 2? My father does get up at 6 o'clock every day to go to work. So my father has to get up at 6 o'clock every day to go to work. What about number 3? When you get on the bus, you have to buy a ticket. We said it's important. Number 4, at the weekends, yes, don't have to get up early. I can stay in bed until 9 o'clock, right? Do you want to practice more? Look at number 3 here. Complete the text with the correct form of have to. Again, remember, I can use has to, I can use don't have to, or doesn't have to. Let's read together and complete it. We're going on a boat today. It's going to be hot. So you, of course, have to wear sunglasses and a hat. Why is that? Because it's hot. Boats are fun, but they can be dangerous. Dina uses a wheelchair. What do we mean by a wheelchair? It's a chair that has two wheels, and this is for people who cannot walk, right? So Dina uses a wheelchair, so she has to go on the boat first, right? You all be careful when you get on the boat. So you all, yes, have to be careful when you get on the boat. You also have to sit down when the boat is moving, but you don't have to sit when the boat stops. You can stand up then. Finally, if you see a dolphin, of course, you have to tell us. That is why we're going to see dolphins swimming in the sea. So when you think the situation is necessary or important, we use have or has to. But if it's not important, we use don't and doesn't have to. Okay, let's speak together for a while. Okay, we have 4 photos here. What do you think is happening in each photo? Each photo has a problem. What do you think the problems that the people have here? Look at them and tell me. What do you think of the first one? Yes, the girl here looks sad and her colleagues are talking together. Okay, they don't talk to her. Maybe she's new at the school. Okay, what can you see here? These are empty chairs, right? But here there is a bag. Yeah, someone might have forgotten it. Someone might have forgotten his bag. Okay, what about this photo? What can you see? Yes, it's a mom and her children. She looks tired. Yes, and her children are making noise. What about D? Yeah, the woman is carrying a very heavy bag. It's full of grocery, right? So maybe she can't carry all these heavy bags. Okay. Now let's listen to the people talking about the previous photos I showed you. Okay. Do they have the same ideas as we discussed? Okay. Let's listen and see.
With her. Alone. I think she's new in the school and doesn't have any friends yet. The other students shouldn't forget how it feels when you start school. They should try to make friends with her.
A man forgot his bag. Someone should look inside the bag to find his name and address, or they should run after him and give the bag back to him.
The woman looks really tired. I think someone in her family should make her a cup of tea and she should have a rest. They should take the children outside and play with them.
She shouldn't carry all those things. Someone should carry some of the things for her.
Student's Book, Unit 5, Lesson 2.
Okay, that's great. Back again. So, were the ideas that we listened to just right now similar to what we said about these photos? Yes. Yes, to a great extent they are similar, right? Okay. So, let's check our answers here. We will be matching, okay, these two parts of sentences to make one complete sentence. Okay, for example, the other students shouldn't forget how it feels when you start school. The second one, they should try to make friends with her. So this is about the girl in photo number 1. They should look inside the bag to find his name and address. Of course, this is about the man who forgot his bag. Someone should run after him and give the bag back. Someone in her family should make her a cup of tea because she looks tired. She shouldn't carry all those things. And this is about the last photo here. So again, why do you think the girl looks sad? Yes, the girl looks sad because she feels alone. She's new in the school and nobody wants to play with her, right? So she looks sad. So it's reading time now. Let's read together. Okay, our passage today is about random acts of kindness. Random acts of kindness. أفعال الخير الغير مقصودة. Okay, random acts of kindness. What you will be reading here, that you will find new information that kindness, okay, acts of kindness has a history. Okay, so let's start reading, okay, and find some interesting information about helping other people and learn some new ideas of how to help other people. In 1982, some friends were in a restaurant in California. USA. They wanted to make the world better. One of the friends, Anne Herbert, wrote down her ideas. Practice random acts of kindness. مارس وتعود على أفعال الخير. A random act of kindness is a kind thing that you do for someone. And remember, for no reason. You can do random acts of kindness for the people you know. For example, buy flour for your mother. You can also be kind to strangers. For example, give your seat to someone on a bus. Now, February 17th is Random Acts of Kindness Day. All over the world, people do kind things for the day, not because they have to, but because they want to see a smile on a person's face. Isn't that fantastic idea? Yes, it's a fantastic one. So here we have different ideas of how to do acts of kindness, right? So the writer, okay, gave an example here, a very simple one, is buying flowers for our mother. Is this a random act of kindness? Yes, it's a very simple one. We can also give seats to be old people on buses, right? Okay. Random Acts of Kindness Day has a long history. We agreed while we were reading that it has a long history. So do remember exactly when did it start? Let's get back to the reading and decide. Yes, it started exactly in 1982 when some friends were in the restaurant in California, remember? And they wanted to make the world better. And one of the friends, which was Anne Herbert, wrote down her ideas, and here it started, practice random acts of kindness, right? Okay, let's practice some of the vocabulary from the reading. Fantastic, kindness, random, smile, stranger. Number 1, they gave the footballer a random test to check his health. عشوائي, random. What about number 2? Can you answer it? We all remember my grandfather's. He always helped us when we were children. So we all remember our grandfathers. Yes, I can hear you. Kindness. Number 3, this book is, you should read it. This book is fantastic. That's why I say you should read it. Number 4, Adam knew everyone in the village. So he was surprised when because he knows everyone. So he was surprised when A walked into his shop. When a stranger, right? غريب. Kareem is a happy person and always has a smile on his face. Excellent. So if you see here, this is Kareem and he always has a happy smile on his face. Okay. Now I want you to mention one person, father, grandfather, mother, teacher, anyone in your family who helped you, or maybe outside your family, who helped you. I want you to say, how did he or she help you? Now, this is Mr. Osman. Aunt Dahlia, and this is Rana. Okay, can you guess how these people helped Amal? Okay, how did Mr. Osman help Amal? How did Aunt Dahlia help Amal? How did Rana help Amal? If you look under the photo of Mr. Osman, there is a photo of a watch, right? Here we have a photo of a stationery. We have a calculator, markers, pens, and pencils. Here we have trainers, right? How do you think Mr. Osman helped Amal? I think he found her lost watch. Do you think so? Yes, it might be correct. What about Aunt Dahlia? Yes, maybe. She bought Amal new stationery, right? What about Rana, this little girl? So let's listen and decide whether your answers are correct or not.
Her family could make her a cup of tea.
All those things.
Outside and play with those things.
Students Book, Unit 5, Lesson 2, Exercise 3. Match to make sentences. Listen again to check your answers.
The girl looks sad to be alone.
For 3 important charities.
The article and answer the questions.
I think that the charities should share the money.
Okay. Our neighbor, Mr. Osman, is the person who helped me pass my math exams. He is 70 and doesn't work now, but he was a math teacher before. The books which he used to help me were his old school books from when he was teaching at secondary school. So, how do you think Mr. Osman helped Amal? Yes. So he gave her the books which he used to help when he was young. Okay. My Aunt Dahlia is a person who is always very kind to me. She bought me the trainers that I wore when I played in the school volleyball team for the first time. We won the match. So what do you think? Okay, Dahlia's aunt brought her. Yes, she brought her the trainers that she used to wear when she played in the school volleyball. Let's listen to the last one. My little cousin Rana helped me last week when I lost my watch. I was sad because it was the watch that my father gave me for my birthday. The place where I lost it was the garden. I took it off when I was playing and it fell. Rana found it under a plant. Because her hand is so small, she could put it under the plant and reach the watch. So Rana helped Amal to find her lost watch. Excellent. Why do you think Rana found the watch? Okay, remember? Rana is young, right? And her hand is so small. So she could put it under the plant and reach the watch. That's because her hand is small. Okay? Now we have a language rule here. It's the relative pronouns who, which, that, and where. Okay? When do we use who and which and that and where? We use them to identify a person, thing, or place. First, we use who and that for people. Who and that for people, to identify people. We use which and that for things. Where for places. Again, who and that for people, which and that for things, where for places. Okay, Mr. Zaki is the teacher. Who? If you look here, the teacher, this is a person. So we use the relative pronoun who. Okay, so Mr. Zaki is the teacher who helped me. What about the next example? The present. The present. So the present is a thing, right? So we can use that or which. The present that or which I bought for my grandmother is in my bag. What about the last one? Alexandria is a city. So this is a place. It's a city, right? Where both my big sisters are studying. One more time, who and that for people, and can use which and that for things, where for places. Do you notice here that the word that, we can use it with people and we can use it with things. Okay, let's answer this exercise together. Okay, books which, person who, place where, trainer that, and watch that. Let's read number 1. The books which he used to help me were his old school books. We used here which because books are things. Number 2, my Aunt Dahlia, this is a person, right? So we use, okay, my Aunt Dahlia is a person who is always very kind to me. What about number 3? She bought me the trainers that I wore when I play in the school volleyball team. Okay, trainers here are things, so we use that. And we can use which, right? Number 4, it was the my father gave me for my birthday. So it was the watch that my father gave me. Here, watch is the thing, so we put that. The dots I lost my watch was the garden. Of course, the place where I lost my watch was the garden. Excellent. More practice. Number 1, I saw Ahmed in the park. So look at the word park here. It's a place, so we use where. I saw Ahmed in the park where we often play football. What about number 2? Mr. Sabri is the teacher. Teacher here, is it a person or thing or a place? Yes, it's a person. So we say who. What about number 3? The cafe, huh? This is a place, so we use where. Number 4, you left the bag. What about the word bag here? Yes, it's a thing. So we say you left the bag, which or that you bought at the weekend at my house. The boy, okay, it's a person again. So I say the boy who was my best friend at school moved to a different city. Number 6 and the last one, I gave the shoes. Shoes here are things, right? So I use which or that. I gave the shoes which are too small for me to my cousin, and this is a random act of kindness. Remember the random acts of kindness? Okay. So my dear students, we came to the end of today's session. I hope you enjoyed it. كان معكم نورة محمود. إن شاء الله ألقاكم على خير next week. Don't forget at 8 o'clock إن شاء الله. We will be continuing إن شاء الله Unit 3. See you and bye bye.